Hi, I'm Barry Clark with Lightspeed Consulting. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how we can take a room in your home and turn it into a dedicated home theatre. Through these doors, the magic is going to begin. Come this way. Hi, I'm Barry Clark with Lightspeed Consulting. So here we are today, we're going to be talking about a dedicated one-room home theatre. The room that we're standing in is approximately 18 foot 6 long by 16 feet wide with an 8-foot ceiling. It's not a terribly huge room, goes against the conventions of having a front projector, a screen and home theatre chairs. So what I'm going to do basically is have the touch panel remote that controls the entire system, and we're going to basically automate this down to the point where on a single button push everything will happen for you. Okay, so here we have our equipment rack. This is a 44U space equipment rack full of some of the latest state-of-the-art equipment in order to make this one-room home theatre have the magic and the wow that most people dream of. So what I'm going to basically do now is take the touch panel remote and automate the system. It's down as simple as a button that just says system on. So hit the system on button, the remote creates a little beep, and I have a laser on the system at the back of the room which just entertains us while the screen deploys. Everything that you see in the room was provided and installed by myself, even down to the paint scheme, the lighting, remote control dimmers, pre-wiring of the room during the stick build process, the installation of the screen, the laser, the projector and all the equipment. And one of the things that we shouldn't overlook in your movie watching experience is the ability to kick back and enjoy the movie, and some motorized chairs can definitely help with that. These are all leather. They have bass shakers built in to enhance the movie watching experience, really add that rumble feel, especially to movies like Jurassic Park when that T-Rex is chasing that Jeep. The whole room is going to be vibrating from the subwoofers and the chairs are going to be shaking with every footfall. In this segment we're going to talk about equipment racks. This is a Middle Atlantic style rack. This is a 44U space, which is the tallest rack that's available in this style. This is actually two racks joined together to demonstrate that if you don't have an abundance of equipment, you can actually have a much smaller rack. It's very configurable and very customizable to the end user's product choices. Not everybody will have such big and bulky equipment, so these shelves come in smaller sizes, blank plates, ventilation, makes it very, very customizable to suit every customer's needs. Okay, so in this equipment rack at the bottom we actually have a UPS, an uninterrupted power supply, which is actually running the projector, so that if we ever have any brownouts during our system when we're watching a movie, we don't damage the projector or the bulb, which can be one of the most costly items in the equipment rack. As we travel up from the bottom we have a dedicated amplifier, then we have our first stage of surge protection. In this case it's powered by a Monster Power surge protector, and this is doing all of our external equipment. When I say external, I mean devices that do not physically live inside the rack. So our motorized theatre chairs, our motorized screen and our projector are all protected by this one piece of equipment, and its total job is designed to protect everything that's not physically in the rack. As we come up, because of changing technologies, we have an older style DVD player, a place to house the remote so that you're not looking for it at the end of the day, an open shelf. The mixer is actually EQing the subwoofers to balance them out perfectly for this room's size based on the environment. Then we have our Blu-ray player, our preamplifier and our music server. And all the way at the top we have another surge protector. In this case is provided by Panamax, just to mix the gambit up. And the Panamax is protecting all of the internal equipment. So everything that's physically in this rack is protected by one specific surge protector. And we have a secondary surge that protects all of the external stuff. Okay, in this segment we're going to talk about distributed audio or music. One of the most fun things that you can do in any environment is take a room like the kitchen in a house, and by adding some creative placement of speakers in the ceiling and a way to control the music, we can have every available source desired in this environment. So I'm going to transition over here to where our keypad is on the wall. Okay, so here we have an example of a typical in-wall installation of a keypad. We have both styles set up for this demonstration purpose of electronic volume and mechanical manual volume control. So if I rotate this, the music overhead will start playing. My keypad has a bunch of selections on it, so I can pick from traditional AM/FM radio, Apple TV, which can stream iTunes. I have a Blu-ray player with built-in Pandora, so I have internet radio. Plus I have some other features which allow me to mimic anything in this space that is playing in our home theatre, which is just off to my left, and we'll be heading over there momentarily. Hi, in this segment we're going to talk about one of our typical applications for a flat panel TV installation. This happens to be a 65-inch plasma. It's a fully 1080p for the latest technology. Currently have a Blu-ray menu up at the moment. This is a traditional 7.1 system in a living environment, so we try to make this as clean and as stealthy as possible. So we have our traditional bookshelf speakers on stands up front. There is a center channel over the top of the furniture. Over in the front right of the room is the subwoofer, and most of this is the only visible equipment that we have in this environment. The back of the room where the rest of the speakers are located are actually installed in ceiling and in walls. This complements the remaining 4 speakers required for the 7.1 system, allowing you to have a high caliber system in your living space without all of the clutter of lots of big and bulky speakers and lots of equipment. And we'll transition over to the equipment rack in a moment, where all of the equipment that feeds this room lives. One of the beautiful things about modern technology is that most of these devices now can be controlled with your smartphone or tablet. So there are apps for everything, including controlling the Blu-ray player, Apple TV and Pandora radio. Well, one of the problems that we have when we have a large caliber system is where do we put all the product? Well, hopefully with a little bit of time and a little bit of planning, we can create something like this. So here we have a custom designed closet that holds the equipment rack that is housing all of the product. This is feeding both the family room and the music distribution system. Everything that's in here is available in all the zones throughout the house, from Apple TV, iTunes, Pandora, Blu-ray, cable television. We even have surveillance cameras that run through the DVR that can also be distributed on all the televisions that are viewable in the house.